Have you ever felt like you're constantly running on empty, pulled in all directions and overwhelmed by the demands of everyday life? What if I told you that the key to living a stress-free life isn't about working harder or pushing through the pressure? Instead, it's about learning to set boundaries that protect your peace, your energy, and your happiness. How often do you feel like you're losing touch with your true self, constantly reacting to everything around you? The Buddha once said, "You will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger." Similarly, we can choose to protect ourselves by setting boundaries. These boundaries are not walls, but shields that empower us to live a life filled with purpose, balance, and calm. 1. Setting boundaries with your time. Time is one of our most precious resources, yet it often feels like we're running out of it. We say yes to too many commitments, overbook ourselves, and before we know it, we feel drained and overwhelmed. But have you ever stopped to think about how much time you really have, and whether you're spending it on what truly matters? The Buddha once said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." This teaching reminds us of the importance of being mindful of how we spend our time, staying focused on what matters most in the present rather than worrying about the past or the future. But here's the thing. Too often we allow our time to be consumed by things that don't align with our values or goals. We agree to commitments out of obligation or fear of missing out, and in doing so, we lose our energy and sense of balance. What if the key to living a more fulfilling life was as simple as saying no? Setting clear boundaries around your time will help you focus on what truly matters. Practical tip: start by blocking out time for rest and self-care in your schedule. If something doesn't align with your goals or values, don't hesitate to say no. You'll find that you have more energy for the things that truly matter, and your life will feel more balanced and fulfilling. 2. Emotional boundaries to protect your inner peace. We all encounter people or situations that trigger strong emotions. Work stress, family drama, or just a challenging day. Have you ever been caught up in someone else's chaos, letting their mood or negativity influence how you feel? The Buddha emphasized equanimity, the ability to maintain calm and balance, no matter what life throws at us. Emotional boundaries are essential because they allow us to preserve our inner peace in the midst of external chaos. Without emotional boundaries, it's easy to become overwhelmed and reactive. We may let others' opinions, stress, or negativity dictate how we feel. But here's the empowering truth. We have the power to decide how we respond. The Buddha's teachings remind us that we don't have to allow external circumstances to control our emotions. By setting emotional boundaries, we take back control of our emotional state. This doesn't mean we should shut ourselves off from the world, but rather that we protect our inner peace by not letting others' energy affect us negatively. In today's fast-paced world, we often find ourselves carrying emotional burdens from others. Whether it's the stress of work, the drama of family, or the overwhelming presence of negativity from social media. By setting emotional boundaries, we guard our hearts against unnecessary stress, ensuring we don't lose ourselves in the chaos around us. This is your opportunity to protect your peace, to decide what emotions you'll absorb and which ones you'll release. Now that we've discussed time and emotional boundaries, let's continue exploring the next powerful boundaries that can help you create a balanced and peaceful life. Stay with us as we dive deeper into the remaining boundaries. As we've already discussed, Protecting your inner peace and emotional well-being is essential. But how can you actually put this into practice in your daily life? Let's dive into how setting boundaries can help you create the space you need for a balanced, peaceful existence. 1. Recognize when your emotional energy is being drained. The first step to protecting your peace is being aware of when you're being emotionally drained. Is there someone or something in your life that constantly leaves you feeling anxious, upset, or overwhelmed? It's important to recognize these emotional triggers and learn when it's okay to step back. This doesn't mean you don't care about others or their struggles. It simply means you're choosing to protect your mental and emotional well-being. Sometimes creating space between yourself and situations that drain you is the most loving thing you can do. Not just for yourself, but for others as well. By setting these boundaries, you create the space needed to maintain your inner peace and reduce stress. This practice allows you to preserve your energy and stay grounded even when external circumstances threaten to disrupt your emotional balance. 2. Boundaries in relationships. Foster healthy interactions. Buddhism teaches us that love and compassion are at the core of healthy relationships. But it also emphasizes the importance of not losing yourself in the emotions of others. The Buddha said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." In relationships, we often give so much of ourselves to others that we forget to nurture our own needs. This can lead to emotional exhaustion, resentment, and even burnout. That's why healthy boundaries are so important in relationships. They create the balance needed for both people to be free to be themselves. When we set clear boundaries, both partners can respect each other's space, needs, and emotions without feeling overwhelmed or drained. As we've already seen, setting boundaries in various aspects of life helps us protect our peace, energy, and well-being. Now let's explore one more critical boundary that's becoming increasingly important in today's digital world. Boundaries with technology. 1. Digital boundaries limit social media and technology use. In today's digital age, it's nearly impossible to avoid technology. We're constantly plugged in, whether it's checking social media, responding to work emails, or consuming endless information online. But how often do we stop and consider the impact all this constant connectivity has on our mental and emotional health? Buddhism teaches us to detach from the distractions of the material world, including the digital world. Constant engagement with technology can overwhelm our minds and create unnecessary stress. Think about it. How many times have you found yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media, checking notifications, or feeling bombarded by an endless stream of information? It's so easy to get caught up in this cycle, but when we're constantly plugged in, we disconnect from the present moment, from ourselves, and from the people around us. This disconnection can leave us feeling drained, anxious, and overwhelmed. So how do we set boundaries with technology? Start by turning off notifications during certain hours of the day. This simple step can immediately reduce the pressure to constantly check your phone or be online. Limit your screen time, especially before bed, to give your mind a chance to unwind and reconnect with yourself. Taking regular breaks from social media and technology will help protect your mental clarity and reduce unnecessary stress. The goal of setting digital boundaries isn't to cut yourself off from the world or be disconnected, but to create space for mindfulness and presence. When you disconnect from the digital world, you reconnect with the present moment and with your inner self. It's about creating a life that allows for more focus, peace, and meaningful connection. Setting boundaries isn't about being rigid or selfish. It's about protecting your energy and creating a life where you can truly thrive. By practicing mindfulness and following the Buddha's teachings of balance, detachment, and equanimity, we can create boundaries that not only reduce stress, but also foster a deeper connection to ourselves and to the world around us. Remember, you have the power to set limits on what drains you and what nourishes you. Boundaries are tools for living more intentionally and joyfully. So take a moment today to reflect on the boundaries you need to set in your life. How can they help you create the peace and calm you deserve? Ask yourself, what can you protect and nurture, and what can you release? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with someone who could use a little more peace in their life. Take care, and may you live with mindfulness, balance, and clarity in every moment.